why we're running for office. These young people are campaigning to win spots in their local government. Find out why they've decided to get involved. January 8, 2018, Junior Scholastic by Rebecca Zissau. On a recent morning, Bushra Amawala cheerfully approached shoppers at a supermarket in Chicago, Illinois. Do you have time for a quick signature? She asked before introducing herself. Bushra and a bunch of young volunteers were collecting signatures to get her name on the ballot for the Cook County Board of Commissioners. That is a legislative body in charge of the county's laws and finances. Bushra is a sophomore at DePaul University in Chicago. In total, she has received 1,300 signatures. That is well over the 380 needed to secure her spot on the ballot. In March, she will go up against a 4 term incumbent in the Democratic primary. If she wins that, she will compete in the general election in November. Bushra's parents moved to the U.S. from Pakistan just before she was born. She says that she is running to be a spokesperson for the middle class and small businesses. Many of Bushra's volunteers are her age and are working on their first campaign. We should have a voice as well, she says. We are all desperate to be heard. Across the country, young people like Bushra are getting involved in politics. They participate in protests, donate to causes, or run for office. In Kansas alone, 5 teens are campaigning to become governor. Another teen, eighth grader Ethan Sonneborn, 13, is running for governor of Vermont. Kansas and Vermont are the only states with no minimum age requirement to serve as governor. In the past year, more than 400 people under age 25 have contacted Run for Something about running for office. Run for Something is a liberal group that recruits young candidates. Some experienced politicians are doubtful of teens' abilities. Maybe they ought to run for student council instead, suggested one Kansas lawmaker. But young people believe that they have something to bring to the table. And they are right, says Savante Myrick. In 2011, he was elected the youngest ever mayor of Ithaca, New York. He was 25. As Savante recently told Time, the youngest generation is pretty sure that we can do it better than the folks have been doing for a long time. Thinking locally. When young people run for office, they usually seek positions at the local level. Such offices have fewer age restrictions. Candidates as young as 18 can apply. They can be elected to the school board, the city council, or even as mayor. At the federal level, candidates must be at least 35 to become president, at least 30 to serve in the U.S. Senate, and at least 25 to sit in the U.S. House of Representatives. But the average ages of people holding those offices are generally much older. It is currently 62 for a senator and 59 for a representative. Holding local office also gives teens a chance to affect policy on the issues they care most about, including education. A lot of important government activity happens at the local level, says William Howell, a political science professor at the University of Chicago. Wanting to make a change is what led 17-year-old Tashin Chowdhury to run for New York State Senate. Tashin is a senior at Stuyvesant High School in New York City. He will turn 18 right before the Democratic primary this fall. He wants to set up a tuition assistance program for young undocumented immigrants who are struggling to pay for college. Win or lose, Tassin says he hopes to inspire other young people to get involved in politics and to vote. Turnout rates among 18 to 29-year-olds are historically low. That is especially true for local elections. For example, in Tassin's hometown of New York City, less than 20% turned out for the recent mayoral election. That worries Tassin. He says young people have to make sure that we're doing our best to set up our future. Time to be teens. Young candidates have many things in common with their older counterparts, but there are a few things that set them apart. One is the ease they have in using social media as a campaign tool. Ethan Randelis is a senior at Heights High School in Wichita, Kansas. He is running for the Republican nomination for governor of Kansas. Roundlius hosts campaign events using Facebook Live. He also writes on Twitter about his position on issues, such as doing away with certain taxes. Bushra, meanwhile, regularly posts photos of her young volunteers hard at work. Tahsin's website rivals those candidates 3 times his age. Although these young candidates are fighting for serious issues, they are not sacrificing everyday teen experiences. Ethan still makes time to play basketball and hang out with his friends in Wichita. I'm still being a normal kid, he says. I'm just also running for governor.